move on to our next speaker now, who's Sandrine Espagnol. And Sandrine works at IFIP, which is the Technical Institute of Research Development for the French pig industry. And you're a senior environmental engineer in charge of the environmental assessment of pig husbandry systems. And among other things, you have built a tool called GEEP for farmers to allow them to assess and follow their environmental performance and compare it to other farms. And there's over 600 farmers, I presume, in France using that tool. So I'm sure you're going to tell us a little bit about that. And Sandrine has also been involved in many EU projects such as Can Together and Feed a Gene and the upcoming project Pathways. So we're very much looking forward to your presentation, Sandrine.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Good morning, everyone, and thank you also for the invitation. So, as you can see in the title of my presentation, it's a quite large perimeter. So, to be sure to finish on time, I will follow the guidelines to focus on the question of the metrics, and also I will focus on the environmental part of the sustainability. So, we all know about the context in which we have a forecast for population growth and a reduction of arable land. So the challenge is to be able to feed everyone. In this context, we are looking for sustainable pig farm. And to be sure they are sustainable, we are looking for metrics, for instance, for the measurement assessment. And what we try to obtain with these metrics is to have a global view, to be sure that we won't have a transfer of pollution and that the solution we have found is good for a territory and will achieve to effective improvement. If we think of the question of the metrics, the issue could be summarized as the production of food with less environmental impact. And we have an indicator to measure this. It is called efficiency, and it's the ratio between the means and the result. And in another way, what we try to achieve is to have less input and emission for the same quantity of animal production. We could assess the efficiency at different scales. First, we could assess it at the animal scale, and it could be presented as a ratio between the nitrogen retained by the pig divided by the nitrogen intake in the feed of the pig. In the figure, you have presented the amount of nitrogen excreted per pig for different feeding strategies with different protein content. So what you can see is that in the strategy with the lower protein content, there are less nitrogen excreted, there are more nitrogen retained by the animal, and there are less gaseous emission toward the environment, which is good. More recently, we have new best practices to continue to reduce the nitrogen excretion of the pig. And for instance, on the left of the second figure, you have the precision feeding. So in this practice, the objective is to give to each pig each day what he needs for her body requirements. We could also measure efficiency at life cycle assessment level with different LCA impact. So for, as an example, here is the carbon footprint, and it is the ratio between the quantity of greenhouse gases emission and the kilogram of pig produced. In this figure, you have the result of different life cycle impact per kilogram of pig, and you have the impact of the conventional production in orange, which is presented at 100%, and you have also traditional and organic pig production relatively presented compared to the conventional one. What you can see is that for several impacts, the impact of the traditional and organic production are higher. There are three factors of explanation. The first one is that in this system we have lower technical performances for instance, the feed conversion ratio. So it means that more feed are consumed to produce the same quantity of meat, and the production of feed costs to the environment. A second explanation factor is the use of straw in buildings for the organic system, and due to these straws, there is the production of nitrous oxide, which is a greenhouse gases with a high global warming potential. And the third explanation factor is the use of outdoor part for the pig, where there are nitrates leaching and it occupied space. If we focus on the land occupation, and if we consider the same quantity of pig as today, but we compare the current technical performances to these of 20 years ago, you can see that a large part of land has been saved. It represents more than 100,000 hectares in France. And this space could be used for other production. So this efficiency is useful for the environment. A last scale to present efficiency is a recent indicator produced in France by GIS Élevage de Demain, and it gets interest in protein efficiency. So it's the ratio between the protein contained in the animal product and the protein contained in the feed given to the pig. The two boxes has been divided in two parts, with an edible part by human and a non-edible part. And the efficiency is calculated with this indicator, the net protein efficiency. It's the ratio between the kilogram of protein edible by human contained in the animal product divided by the kilogram of protein edible for human contained in the feed given to the animal. If the ratio is higher than 1, it means that the system produces more edible protein than it consumes edible protein. The indicator has been applied to different pig systems. So the 5 first case studies are for conventional production with different feeding strategies, and the last one was for organic production. You can see that the apparent efficiency is lower than 1 in orange, but if we look at the net efficiency, it goes higher than 1 for the conventional production. The explanation are the data we use to calculate this indicator, and you can see first on the left the percentage of edible part of each feedstuff considered in the study. So for instance, for the pastures, they are 0% edible for human, of course, and for the wheat co-product, it could go to 90%. So this explains a part of the result obtained. And the second explanation is that when you produce a pig, there is a huge part of the pig which could be used for human consumption, which is called edible part, and it is nearly 86%. So it's a quite big part of the pig. So to summarize the different scales of efficiency and to put all this efficiency together to try to optimize the system for the future, what we have to do is at the animal scale to continue reducing the nitrogen in the feed in order to reduce the nitrogen in the excretion. At life cycle assessment, we have to add an objective to reduce the gaseous emission due to the manure management in the pig unit, and we have also to reduce the impact of the feed produced. If we look at the territory perspective, we have to increase the part of the nitrogen of the manure to recycle it in the production of to feed the pig, And we have also to increase the use of co-product coming from other activities, for instance, from industry. And we have to reduce the quantity of nitrogen used in mineral fertilizer in the system. And if we add the competition between feed and food, we have to reduce the edible part of the feed, and we have to increase the edible part of the animal. There is a tool available for farmers. It doesn't assess all the indicators I have presented previously, but it assesses some of them. And effectively, there are more than 600 farmers using it at the moment in France. And there are more than 100 advisors who are trained to support them. So there are 9 indicators calculated. They are all quantitative indicators, and they are the carbon footprint. So is efficiency enough to optimize the future of the pig system? Well, to my point of view, it's quite central in the environmental assessment of pig production. As we have seen from the previous presentation, I think it's quite different from the cattle production, where an intensification of the system could be associated to more carbon storage. So perhaps for cattle production, the optimum system is not the more intensive one. But in pig production, the intensification is most often associated to more efficiency, and there is no correlation between the size of the pig unit and the impact per hectare on the farm, because we have a regulation in France which adapts the surface of spreading to the size of the pig unit. So for the hectare, it's quite the same from a little farm to a very big one. What I think is that if we think of optimizing the system for the future, in pig production, the limit comes more from other stakes than the environment. And I think, of course, about animal welfare. And if we think of all these stakes, yes, we will have to optimize between environment and animal welfare to think of the future. So several take-home messages to conclude. Yes, to my point of view, efficiency in pig production is good for the environment. We have new challenges for the future, and we have to consider diversified stakes as animal welfare, environment, of course, quality of life for farmers, and profitability. We have also a changing context with an adaptation to climate change, new farmers, because the farmers of tomorrow won't be the farmers of today, new consumers. And we will have to search for compromise, and I think a way to do it will be a multi-criteria optimization. I think also there is place for diversified livestock system for the future. Some will be based more on industrial ecology, and others will be based more on agroecology. And we have to be sure that the agricultural system we will build for the future, of course, will be able to feed everyone. Thank you very much for your attention.